Hello, hello, hello. I'm Ryan Torvik, founder of Tulip Tree Technology. For this release of our Lantern emulator, we've integrated with the C testing framework that's utilized by a number of embedded developers to do test-driven development, namely ceedling. Ceedling builds your C application in your local environment for your local architecture and then runs it. So if you're running x86, it compiles it in x86, runs the application in x86. Great, runs your test that way. But if your target system is running ARM or MIPS and you want to test a version of your application that you'd actually run on the target hardware, doesn't come out of the box like that. So this is where Tulip Tree Technology can step in. So you can use the same tool chain that you would compile your application for your target architecture and run it inside the emulated environment. In the case of ceedling, we can run the unit tests, capture the output, return the codes of those tests, and then report back to ceedling. So let's see how that works. All right, so if you're already using ceedling, you know that you have to have Ruby installed. So I put together a development environment through the VS Code's dev containers. It's got Alpine, it's got Ruby, and then I installed the ARM GCC compiler, and then I installed my version of Emerson using our install script, the newest version. We have a script that actually runs this for us. So the first thing we do in the script is we actually install the ARM cross compiler, the cross compiler for ARM for GCC. So the GCC ARM Linux new API. And then we install ceedling, which is a gem. So the newest version of ceedling is a 1.0.0, just came out a couple weeks ago, not even a couple weeks ago. So pretty excited to try that out. And then what we do is we go and we grab down the example, the actual repository that they do all their development in. And there's a example project in there. So we download that and then we unzip it. And then we have our own project file that we use. Let me open up the project file to kind of show you what the differences are in our project file. Go down here all the way down the bottom. We've overridden all of the different compilation phases to make sure that we're using our ARM compiler instead of the standard one. And then we pass these two flags to it as well. So we've got march armv4 and marm. If you're, writing a piece of software for an embedded system, you're going to have a similar kind of situation where you've got to specify exactly your tool chain in order to compile it for it. And then I changed a couple other things, test threads. So I changed test threads to be one, just because of the way we have the Docker Compose set up. We try to test 8 of them at the same time. Only one of them actually finishes out. So that's a feature we can look into in the future to actually split this out so we can parallelize it better. But right now, nope, not doing it that way. Those are the changes that we've made to this file. And then that's it. So let's run our script. So we've got our run ceedling example here. Hold all that down. Here we are compiling all the different tests that they've got, and then they're running them. And each one of them runs now. It takes a little time because we're running it through our emulator instead of directly on the hardware. If you are doing this directly on hardware, you'll notice that it runs very quickly. But since we're running it through our emulator instead, it takes a little bit of time. And that's there you have it. All right, with the Lantern version of our emulator Emerson, you're able to use ceedling to compile and run unit tests of your embedded applications. Now, if you're loving or hating Emerson, join our Slack channel. And there's a link in the comments below. Let us know what you think. We are building the emulator that we need, but we could be building the emulator that you need. So take care, and we'll see you all soon.